It's time for Contessa's Court with Wanda Julian. Wanda owns, creates, and runs 7 magazines. Each magazine is focused on health, beauty, and luxury. Her business motto is to share beauty and goodwill with the world. Now, it's time for the show, Contessa's Court.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Contessa's Court. I'm going to bring on my co-host, Cindy. Come on, Cindy.
Hi, everybody.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
As always. I'm wonderful. It is not too hot today.
Right, it's beautiful.
It's a nice day, and I'm feeling good and stoked to be here. And I'm really excited. This is our second show. We got one in the can already with William. If you haven't tuned in to see the show with William Maltese, he's a world famous author, and he has over 200 books published. It was a beautiful interview. I had a great time. Did you have a great time?
I did. It was wonderful.
Great. And I look really good in this color. I need to get more of this color.
Yes, you do.
And I look really good in coral. Coral color. So I need to find my coral shirt, or I need to buy another one. I might as well buy another one. Why not, right? I have a beautiful coral shirt, but I don't know where it is right now. It's somewhere. Anyways, so today we're having Loretha Simon, and she has a show on StreamYard as well. And I forgot the name. Oh, so what's the problem? Is the name of her show. I had to look up it. And so it's going to be really fun interviewing her and about, what she does and how she does it. And I'm just so excited. I'm so blessed to have this opportunity, and then to extend it to you, Cindy, and to extend it to other people that that are entrepreneurs and authors and coaches, and whatever you do, send me a message on Facebook, send me an email. I'm sure whatever it is, I'm gonna like it, and we can have you on. I'm filling up my schedule now, so the sooner you do it, the better.
Yeah.
And we also have advertising in the magazines and on the show, so please send me an email for that. As you can see, we've had a lot of prestigious people on the covers. Madonna and Lady Gaga would be the top that we've had. And we have 7 magazines now. Well, 2 are in pre-launch, 5 are out. But by the time you're watching this, they'll all be out. So then you'll be able to see them all. And yeah. Why don't we go ahead and bring Loretha on?
Okay.
and get her interview going, because I ran out of things to say.
Hi,
Loretha.
Hello, ladies. Hi. Hello there. How are you, Wanda Julian and Cindy?
I'm fantastic.
Good. I love it. It says best-selling author back there. I'm like, yeah, you go, girl. Manifest that money.
Right?
Customers. Do the books, right?
Yes.
I mean, do you believe in that? You believe in that, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's important to promote yourself every opportunity that you get.
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely. I agree. Yeah. Tell me about your writing career. And yeah.
Okay.
How did you start?
I'd be happy to, ladies. As a matter of fact, you're probably not going to believe this, but
What?
I just recently became an author in 2020. I
Wow.
attended one of Angie B's virtual writing workshops right here on Facebook, and I started writing. And
That's awesome.
and the piece that I wrote during that 1 hour virtual show ended up turning into an audiobook, because
Wow.
Angie BEE produces audiobooks, and you'll never guess what it was called.
I'm gonna guess that it's called So What's the Problem?
No,
No.
not quite. It's actually called Sexual Immorality, My Confusion.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
And
Well, that makes me want to listen to it.
it took a minute for me to get to that title, but I tell you, it is a testimony. It's a part of one of my testimonies. I have several testimonies. And so that's just another piece of the testimony, but it's the first piece that I was able to actually get out and get it published. So it was a journey.
That's awesome. I'm so proud of you, because it's to take that leap and to believe in yourself enough to take that leap.
Yes.
It's huge. It's huge.
It really is.
And it's scary. It's
yeah. You just gotta dive into the deep end and hope you can make it. Just doggy paddle your way out.
You think that you can't do it, but you can.
Well, if you think you can, or you think you can't, you're right.
Yep.
Yeah,
and then there's me who dipped my toes in it, and then I got like writer's block. That's just lasted like 3 years.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I think I got myself scared to try more.
You did, but everybody has a story. Angie B had been telling me that for years, and I just didn't dip my toe in it. Just like you said, I just was in fear of trying.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, but
that's where I'm at right now.
Exactly. Yeah, but once I
Cindy,
started,
I'll help you.
Exactly. Okay. You just need some encouragement, girl. You can do it, Cindy.
You can do it. I know you can. I know. I the way she talks to me, she has so much to share with the world, because she's so positive and she's so creative and she's so talented. Even if you did like a step-by-step how to make your barrettes and took pictures, and it's that kind of book to start with, why couldn't you do that?
I do want to do that, but I still really, really want to do a story on my life. Because I've been through so much, and I've come through it in a way that many people would have turned to drugs, prostitution, all kinds of things. And I never did that. And I want to be that, place that somebody can turn and say, she went through it all.
Exactly.
And she's here, and she
survived.
She didn't let it pull her down into these dark places.
Yes.
She started to go there, and then she said, nope, that's not what I want for myself. And she stood up and she kept going.
And you know what, Cindy? You don't have to write your life story in order. However it gets downloaded to you, that's a chapter. You start writing that. And then as you start writing that, trust me, it's just going to start flowing into you.
Yeah.
Right. And that's been my big hang up, is because so many of my memories of the things that have happened to make me the person I am happened when I was very young. So in order is not an option, because when you're 5, 6, 7, they all feel like the same age. When you're trying to remember things, you can't tell, okay, did this event happen when I was 4, 5, 8? When you have so many things happen.
Well, and it doesn't necessarily have to be ages. It could be stories.
Exactly.
And then when you put it together, you're like, okay, this happened when I was littler. This happened when I was, I don't know, this age. You don't have to say what age you are. It can be the stories that you're remembering.
That's so true, Cindy.
Because you tell them to me, and I'm like, this could be a best-selling book. This could help so many
I know.
people.
You're the first person who told me that too.
Yeah.
When I told you the things that I went through as a little as a toddler and up, the things that would have knocked so many people down to a point where they could have never gotten back up. And in fact, many have been in that place.
Exactly.
You were like, wow, and you didn't let it stop you. And here you are, you're in college and you're doing these things.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could write this story and it could be huge.
And someone else will find it interesting. It's amazing. So many people, millions of people buy books every day, Cindy.
Yep.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah. I just want to, I don't care about the sales so much as, I don't care if it just goes to be in the library and people read it. I want to touch somebody's life.
Exactly.
Well, and you can also list it for 99 cents. Have it be an ebook. 99 cents is a little bit of money in your pocket, a little bit of money in Amazon's pocket, and
there you go.
Good to go. And then that way it's accessible to everyone.
Right. And that's my big thing is I want to touch somebody and I want to give somebody that hope,
That's exactly right.
I think that's what authors, all authors do in some form.
You're right.
Stories, it can be some makeshift, make-believe outer space story. It's still going to touch somebody. Even if it's just to touch their imagination, because imagination gets people through so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
It sure does.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It sure does.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what exactly is an anthology?
Well, an anthology is just simply a collection of writings. It has to include more than one person. And the anthologies that I have been in have included a book called Fired Up. And Fired Up is actually, there are 10 women in this anthology. And we included stories of just what Cindy's talking about, what we've been through, the mess that we've been in, and how we survived it and how we came out clean on the other side. And this book is an Amazon International bestseller. It went #1 in 4 countries.
Wow.
And it's a new book. It was just released or launched in December of 2021. It's now 2022. And another milestone in this book is that Angie BEE narrated the audiobook.
Oh.
And it's available in like 30 locations, including Walmart.
Wow. Love it. You made it when you're in Walmart.
Right.
You made it.
There you go.
Right.
You're like, I got space in Walmart.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
Thank you for the manifestation of putting me in Walmart. You gotta say thank you, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
All these good things are flowing to us, right?
All these good things.
All day, every day.
And can you imagine being in Barnes and Noble?
Well, say that again, Cindy.
I said, could you imagine being in Barnes and Noble?
Of course I can imagine it. Absolutely.
That would be wonderful.
Absolutely. Barnes and Noble sells books.
Yes.
Yep.
And you have to write a book, Cindy, to get the book.
Yes, I feel myself getting inspired to try again.
Yeah. Even if you just write down a little bit at a time and write it. I like to write like on paper because you're not getting in your head while you're typing. You're just letting it flow on the paper. And that's how William writes. He's done 200 books that way. I think he knows what he's talking about.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. And you cannot edit while you're writing. You can't do proofreading while you're writing. You just have to write.
You just got to write.
That's what I got to focus on because I love editing. So I catch myself trying to edit my own stuff. And you can't do that. I know.
No. I do it all the time too.
That's a no-no.
Yeah. So I need to get through the writing and then I'll be like, Wanda, edit.
Yeah. I'm good at editing.
Yes.
I know you are. So that's why I try to edit.
Often say, and Cindy, the experts often say to read what you've written out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that helps.
Yeah.
I think it helps too. And if you can read it to someone, so you have 2 people listening.
Yes.
See how it sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what my friend Patty does. Our friend Patty. Hi, Patty.
Hi, Patty.
Hi, Patty. She's working on some books and but it's top secret. But
Oh, it's not top
a
secret
genius.
anymore.
Well, I didn't say her name or what she was writing under. I didn't say none of that.
No,
which the book is called. I just said I'm encouraging her.
Right.
Go, Patty, go. Well, we love you. Okay,
yes, we
so
do, and I miss you, Patty.
yeah, we do. So how do you become? How did you become a trauma and survivor coach?
Oh, wow. Well, the trauma and survivor coach came as a result of being a part of the Fired Up anthology. Our publisher has her own publishing company, and she wanted us to not only be able to tell our testimony, but she wanted us to be able to have something to offer to the readers. And so I was able to piece together the fact that because I survived the trauma, ladies, which was a rape. I was raped as a teen, as a young teen in my own home. And I kept it a secret for 40 years because that nut that did it had a knife to my throat, and he threatened to kill me. And, if I revealed it to someone. So I didn't know how to process that. I just didn't tell anybody. And so just the fact that I survived that was reason enough for me to get some online training in coaching. And so what I offer now, Wanda, is listening sessions. I offer listening sessions because actually what happened, Wanda, was I went to a women's conference.
Okay.
And I ended up sharing with someone at the women's conference, one of the pastors, what had happened to me. Now, this took 40 years because I just couldn't get it out before then.
Right.
So as a result of that, what I found out is that you really need to tell it to someone that you trust. Because if you're not listening, if the person that's listening to you doesn't have any empathy, it's not going to help you, not one bit.
Right.
I agree.
So that's how I became a trauma and survivor coach. And I love it because we get traumatized so much, women and young girls and babies. Oh my gosh.
I know. It's scary.
Why do you pick on us?
I don't know, because we're vulnerable and
there you go.
They just find us. I don't think we want to go there, or I'll be on a rant for days. But anyways,
I know. I've got some things running through my head that I can't say.
I'm not gonna say it. So tell me about your live show. So what's the problem?
Oh my goodness. Well, when I first came to Daytona Beach, ladies, I came as a caregiver for my mother, who was in her mid to late 80s, and her brother, who was that same age, and he needed to go into a nursing home.
Okay.
So I was between jobs, and so you know how your family sort of picks the one that they think doesn't have a career. So that ended up being me. So I ended up moving to Daytona Beach, Florida. And if you've not lived with your mother, I'd say since you left home right after high school, then you don't really know your mother and she doesn't really know you.
Right.
So it was a very difficult transition for me. And so I just started saying on a regular basis, so what's the problem? So what's the problem? I said it so much until after I met Angie BEE and got to know Angie BEE, Angie BEE said, well, I think you just should have your own show and we're going to call it So What's the Problem?
I love it. I love it.
And that's how it happened. And that was in 2015.
Wow.
That was in 2015. So between 2015 and 2022, of course, life happened. And so we just brought the show back just a few months ago.
Wonderful.
And we absolutely love it. I love it. I now realize that I am a TV host. I'm not quite Oprah yet.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you are. You are. I think you are, and I love your personality, and how your vibe and your spirit and just you radiate happiness.
No, thank you.
Yes, you do, and that smile of yours is just
your
worth $1
smile
million.
is
thank you.
More than that. More than that. It's so beautiful.
Priceless. It is.
Priceless.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
Oh, you ladies are so sweet.
It makes one want to smile with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to smile. I smile big.
So, ladies, that's how it happened. So, what's the problem? I am on Facebook Live every Thursday at 7:00 p.m. Okay. And on my show, I try to focus on authors because I'm an author and because you need help to sell your book. You need promotion. You need to be out doing, going to different pop-up shops and different bookstores and different locations to sell your book. And so I offer my show to authors and ministers and entrepreneurs because there are a lot of women in businesses these days.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love it. And then, what do you do for fun? Like, what are your hobbies?
Oh, wow. What do I do for fun? Well, I have a birthday coming up on July 9th.
Happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
Darling. I'll be spending it at a resort.
Ooh,
yay.
fun.
I'll be spending it at a resort. And so I love betas, the Taiwanese fighting fish.
Oh, yes, betas
they're beautiful.
Are so beautiful.
And so I really do love them. I've had many of them over the years, ladies, but I always manage, they always die soon. I don't know what's going on.
Are you making sure that you're using bottled water? And you're making sure that you change it and making sure that, and put a snail in there. Because the snail will help keep the tank clean. Yes.
Okay.
And make sure it's a small tank. Make sure it's like, here, let me get on the camera. Small, like the tank that they come in. Keep them in that tank. That's the little square. Because they like to be in small spaces.
Oh, they do.
Don't put them in a big tank. They're not gonna thrive.
Well,
I had one for my son Austin. Her name was Magenta, and she lived like 1.5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people put those little plants on the top that the roots grow down there, and they like to put their bubbles up in there.
Yeah. So whatever it comes with, just leave them in that. That's what we did. We went to Walmart or Target.
Another one. That's my birthday gift to myself. I love it. I love orchids. I try to grow orchids. They're very delicate and they're not that easy to raise, but I just love them when they bloom. And ladies, the best thing of all is I love the beach because God made it. I absolutely love the beach. Oh my gosh, I just love
Wiggling your feet in the sand.
Yes.
Love it, yes. I just moved back here from Florida, so I know all about the beaches, yes.
Oh, did you now?
Yes. I was in Florida for 3 years with my fiance. Okay. And I loved it. We went to Indian Rocks Beach, and the sand is it's like snow, only warm. It's just soft and fluffy and perfect.
Okay, now I've never been to Indian Rocks Beach, Cindy. Where is that?
It's like right around Clearwater, Largo area in Tampa Bay area.
Okay, so it's West Coast. Okay.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Absolutely
I am making a note of that, dear, because I love West Coast beaches, but I don't think I've ever been to Indian Rocks Beach.
Yes, and that's in Florida in Tampa Bay area.
Okay.
And it's kind of in the Gulf area. Yeah, it's just stunning.
I love it. I just love it, love it, love it. What about you, Wanda?
What do I what?
We're talking about beaches.
Can you go to the beaches?
I love the beach, but I love the ocean more. And so I love to go to Seattle to go to the ocean there. I love to go. That's why I really want to go to Hawaii because it's all ocean everywhere, right?
Yeah,
I still want to take you to Florida into Indian Rocks Beach so badly.
No, I didn't say I'm going to live in Hawaii.
No, I'm just saying I want to take you there to visit.
Cindy, your camera is shaking.
Oh, sorry.
There we go.
Well, let me know when you're coming, Cindy.
I will. It's not going to be for a while, but I can't wait to go. I got a
Bring
nephew over in that area, so it's double reason to go.
Absolutely. Never a bad day at the beach, darling.
No.
Right. And I love collecting sea glass and seashells.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think sea glass is like one of the most beautiful things ever created.
It is. It's gorgeous.
Really is. And it's a result of just pollution. People just dropping glass in the sea. And then over the ages, it just, oh my gosh, it just turns it into such a beautiful, you're right, I love it too. It's difficult to find here in Florida, but.
Oh, but natural sea glass is even prettier, but it's even more difficult to find because that is a natural occurrence with the sand.
Really?
And the effect of like high tides on sand over long, long periods. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's very difficult to find. I've never seen it. I've only heard about it, and I've seen pictures, and it's gorgeous.
Really?
Yeah, I really want to find some.
Me too. I bet we'd find lots in Hawaii.
Sure. I'm sure.
Yes.
I don't care if we got to pay little kids to go pick it up. You're like, you busy? You want to go pick up this for me?
Well, you guys can bend over real easy, so go get it for us. Here's a little money.
I've been to Hawaii, and it is stunning. It really is. It is just luscious. All the
water.
Not just the water, but the exotic plants that we see and we spend all this money on in Florida. They're on the side of the road in Hawaii.
Wow.
Yeah, they're just wild.
I know. I want to go so bad. My sister just went, and I'm so jealous.
We'll go.
She went like a year and a half ago, and I'm like, where's my trip? She's
Loretha, like, you're going to come with us? I mean, if Angie's coming with us.
Absolutely. Yes, dear.
You're like,
we're going to have a live show while we're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, of course.
I mean, this will be fantastic if we can have Loretha and Angie and you and me and William all going, and Alex, and I mean,
don't forget about Angie B's husband, Bart.
Oh yeah, Barty's got to come.
Yeah, and your kids have got to come, and Robert.
Maybe.
We'll see. Maybe.
We'll see.
Yes, we'll see. Yeah.
She's enthused about that, right? Can you tell?
Yes, I see that.
We need to go to a commercial break, so we'll be right back with Loretha.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Okay.
But I got some church. I got some. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. You ain't here selling serving repast food and all that. I mean, you know, no repast food. You know when you be at the, I mean, you know when you be at the fruit and the old women got that serving the food. And the fruit. Yeah. Serving the food. And they be doing something, you be wanting, they have chicken and ham and ribs, and you be wanting a piece of rib chicken. Oh, no, baby. It gets for the family. and how that little side over the macaroni and cheese, they be digging on the side. Just give me some cheese. And we have a problem when we tell, oh, I know my child. I know my child ain't dead. They said, you don't know what your child is.
Look at Elder Levine over there. Look at Elder Levine.
Amen. You don't know what your child do when they ain't in your eyesight.
Well,
where my children?
We done been children before.
Where my children?
And we always, when we good.
when it seemed like the world had stopped, as if our normal would never be again. Confinement Chronicles.
Still, there were those who held fast to hope. These are their stories. From teachers to dads to nurses on the front line, they have chronicled their messages of hope. Confinement Chronicles, now available. Order today on Amazon, also available in audiobook or at laderopress.com.
Confinement Chronicles.
The Single Saved Struggle. A volume from the 2021 audiobook series produced by Angie BEE Productions. Single, saved, and struggled for sure. Written by Angela Cooper. At the tender age of 23, she was driving down the highway when, from the back seat of her little old Chrysler New Yorker, a small voice said, "Mama, when we going back to church?" Shocked to her core, conviction overtaking her, as she had to pull off the road to process what she had just heard, because her eyes are so filled up with tears that she can barely see what's in front of her. She heard the voice of God tugging at her heart to come back to her first love. Stay safe and be blessed. Sincerely, Evangelist Angie BEE. Advisory is highly recommended before listening to this audiobook. Sexual content is included. Confinement Chronicles, the inspirational audiobook series produced by Angie BEE Productions, is now emerging from the curve in 2021. You are now listening to Volume 2 in this series, and it is entitled The Single Saved Struggle. Our next story is titled The Value of Virginity, and it was written by Loretha Simon. Whether your virginity was stolen or consensual, virginity is valuable and still has its place in our society. My virginity was stolen. What is a virgin? the very first mention of the word virgin in Genesis chapter 24, verse 16. The woman Rebecca was very beautiful, a virgin. No man had ever slept with her.
Welcome back, everybody. Wonderful to see you again. Here's my co-host, Cindy.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. And I want to welcome Loretha Simon back. Hi.
Welcome back.
Hello, ladies. Hello, and thank you so much for inviting me on your show, Wanda Julian, and your co-host, Cindy.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. I'm so excited. And then I'm doing your show later this week, so people can tune into that as well.
Yes, how about that?
Yes.
One hand washes the other.
It sure does. Right. Cindy's the bar of soap. Here's my hand. Here's my hand. Come on. Cindy's the bar of soap. Come on.
There you go.
Hey, Wanda, I have a question for you. I am so curious about Contessa's Court. How did you come up with that name? What?
It's kind of a funny story, but excuse me. I wanted to name it Passion Princess or Princess Passion because I was a fashion designer first, and I wanted to call my line that. But all those combinations were taken. So I thought, okay, royalty. My favorite movie, one of my favorite movies is Ever After with Drew Barrymore. Hi, Drew, if you're watching. Of course she's watching. I love you, Drew. Just saying, just come on the show. Just saying, why not, right? Dream big, right? And I've been a big fan of hers ever since she was a little girl. Anyway, so her mother is Contessa Nicole de Longcray. Yes. So I liked the name Contessa, and I wanted to find something to go with it. So I'm like, a la mode, or, I was trying to find something with C, or because I could imagine the two C's together like this. Can you see the logo where the two C's touch? Like a heart. And my husband came up with the court part. And I'm like, yes. So Contessa's Court, 10 years now with all the fashion design time and all that. Been building that brand, so everything is called Contessa's Court.
Yes. Everything is called Contessa's Court, and I find it so fascinating that you're a publisher as well. You obviously publish these magazines.
Yep.
And you include in them health and wellness and beauty and luxury.
Yes.
Wow.
That's
a lot, Wanda.
I know.
It is.
We're busy. We're busy. We have to schedule our life. I'm like, Cindy, it's time to work.
I know. I know. Everything for me in my life is Mondays.
Yep.
All my appointments, everything is Mondays.
And the weekend. You get the weekend.
I can't do 4 days on weekends. Yes. The weekends are fun time.
You get 3 days off.
Weekends are the fun time. Mondays are the appointments and the important stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So tell me about the Fresh Book Festival.
Oh, wow. The Fresh Book Festival is, I'm pretty sure it's the only book festival in the state of Florida. And it was founded by Donna Graybanks here in Daytona Beach, Florida. And she is an avid reader. Donna Graybanks, I believe she probably could read 5 books a day.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of books. And so she's constantly being approached by authors. She enjoys authors. Authors reach out to her. And so along with the city of Daytona Beach, she puts on this Fresh Book Festival once a year here in Daytona Beach. And it brings authors from all over the country here to Daytona Beach. And it's a wonderful event.
Guess who's going? We're going to go when we get our books out. Cindy, we're going.
Really?
Yes.
Well,
awesome.
We're making it happen. We're going to make it happen.
Awesome.
I got to get one of the books done, but
that is fantastic.
Baby steps.
In 2023, it's going to be in February of next year. We normally have it in January. But Donna switched it to February of this year so that she could incorporate more people's schedules to come to the event. But I tell you, this year it was hybrid, and they even interviewed my publisher, and my publisher is in India. And they interviewed another author, and he was in one of the countries in Africa. I'm telling, girl, it was huge.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was huge, and it's like a 3 or 4 day event because she has a film festival.
Wow.
Yeah, we have a banquet. I'm telling you, it's worth the trip.
We need to go. We need to go. It's going to happen. We are going to the Fresh Book Festival once me and Cindy get a book out. Come on, Cindy.
Yes.
Come
I will
on,
sit
Cindy.
down and start working on that book again.
Come on, Cindy.
Yes.
Worst case, she could just come with if I got a book done before she does, because I'm working
I've
on
got
about 10.
notes for the books where I've started and stopped all over the place. I just got to gather them up and see what I got.
There you go.
And where I need to go from there.
There you go.
And you're going to do that on a Monday?
Well, I got the weekends too for that one. Monday is my running around and appointment days. The other stuff will be on the weekends or after we're done working.
Yeah. And then tell me about your audiobook.
Well, I tell you, the last audiobook that I wrote is entitled, Angie BEE has these Confinement Chronicles that she produces. And it started out, I believe she says, during the pandemic when people were afraid to go out of their homes. And so she created the Confinement Chronicles, and one of them is called Fatherhood. And so I wrote this wonderful story about my father.
Okay.
And it's called The Singer, the Bridge Champion, and the Whistler. Okay. My father was a great whistler, girl. Oh my gosh, he could really whistle, but he probably whistled so well because he was a singer as well, and he had this beautiful baritone voice. And Wanda and Cindy, he was even in an off-Broadway production of Old Man River.
No way.
Old Man River. And at the time he auditioned for it, he sort of looked like Old Man River.
Wow.
That's amazing. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And then tell me about your anthology that came out in June.
Oh, wow. That's a different one. That one is called Joy Comes in the Morning. Joy Comes in the Morning. And guess what, Cindy? There are 90 authors in that one book.
Wow.
90
That's a lot.
authors. It's called Joy Comes in the Morning, and it's a 90-day devotional. And so the visionary is a grief counselor. And so she encouraged us to write stories that were inspirational and uplifting because so many people are grieving. But when I read the stories from most of the other authors, I found out that they themselves were grieving. And so they wrote stories about how they were able to overcome some of their grief. And so I too wrote I have 3 stories in that one book. One on my brother, one on my Aunt Loretha, whom I was named after, and one on another lovely couple that I was a caregiver for. And they all 3 died in January of 2019.
Oh, I'm so sorry for your losses.
Thank you, darling. So their legacy is now in Joy Comes in the Morning.
That's amazing. It's so nice that you did that.
I love it. I love it.
Volusia Businesswomen.
Oh, VolusiaBusinessWomen.com is a brand new website that was launched and created by just happened to be 2 community leaders. Imagine who they might be, Cindy.
Oh no.
You?
Well,
Angie?
is Loretha and Angie BEE. And the name of the website is VolutionBusinessWomen.com.
Oh, okay.
I love
So
it.
we have this great website, ladies, and we wanted to be able to offer a professional website presence to female entrepreneurs. Because there are so many of us, and if you've ever attempted to have your own website, it is so expensive
and hard. If you try to do it yourself, you're like, no.
It's a lot of work. So Angie BEE and I wanted to make it affordable, so that's what we've done. We have event listings, and we encourage people that have events at like churches and organizations to post their event on our website for only $10.
Wow, that's it?
Only $10.
Wow.
And then our directory listings for your business cards are only $30. Here's the Volution Business Women. It's only $30 a month. And we also have location listings if you have a brick and mortar. And then we offer personalized URLs.
Awesome.
And that's only $75. Our prices are annual because we just want to feel as if we're giving something back.
Right.
Right. And so it's been a wonderful, exciting adventure. It's still a lot of work because we do have to encourage people to join the website, just like we have to encourage people to buy our books, Wanda.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Or to be interviewed on a show. I mean, that takes encouragement too. Yeah.
Absolutely. Otherwise, it'd just be us talking about whatever. And we're like, I need a guest.
I have a person in mind already to try to send your way.
Awesome. Tell me about your church in Daytona Beach.
Oh, bless your heart. I do have a great church home. And I tell you, it was just a blessing that I was led to this particular church home because, you know, there are churches on every corner in every city, in every state in America. And there are all different types of religions. Well, my church is non-denominational. Yes. That means we only worship Jesus. We only talk about the Bible. I mean, the Bible is the true word of God. So my church home is called Restoration Church of Daytona.
I love it.
Restoration Church of Daytona. My pastor is Belinda Watkins, Pastor Belinda Watkins. And she just happens to be married to a pastor.
Oh.
Wanda and Cindy. So we've got a double dose. We actually have two churches. We have two churches. My church is in Daytona. My pastor's husband's church is in St. Augustine. And so they pastor both churches. We visit both churches. And it's a wonderful, warm, loving environment where you're just going to learn how to love everyone just as Jesus loves us.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
And tell me about Books and Besties.
Oh, you must have been talking to Angie BEE, Wanda.
Maybe.
Okay. Books and Besties came about because we had a wonderful event scheduled. Oh my gosh, we were so excited. We were going to be going to be visiting another city, and we were going to be having a pop-up shop right at this location. And unfortunately, the owner of the event got sick, and she wasn't able to have it on that day. And so we couldn't figure out what we could do to try to salvage it. And so Angie BEE and her, you know, she gets these notions in her head, and she really spends a lot of time praying and listening and getting all this word from the Lord. And so the next thing I know, she comes up with Books and Besties, a virtual book event. And so we started having these 4-hour virtual events, and we started inviting authors and entrepreneurs just like we do with our website. And so the next thing you know, now it's in the history books.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You're so
popular.
I love how you inspire me. You inspire me. I'm like, I love her spirit.
Yes.
I love her spirit.
Yes, dear. So we are quite busy. Angie B is a busy bee. I guess that's why she has that B on the end of her name.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, yes. And so the Joy Comes in the Morning book has 90 authors. And so we've been having special editions of Books and Besties. Last week we interviewed, I believe, about 20 authors. And this Thursday on So What's the Problem? We're going to interview about 20 more.
Wow.
Yep. So that is called Books and Besties. It's a virtual book fair event, and it's live on Facebook.
I love it. I love it. That's amazing.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we need to wrap up with you. It's been well, okay. Do you want to talk a little bit more?
I want to go to dinner.
You want to go to dinner? To dinner with William and us? Or?
No, I want to go to dinner with Contessa's court.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, we will. We will. When we all get together, I figure we'll go to the Four Seasons in Hawaii, have the big suites with the, the private cabanas and all the pools and everything. I mean, go big or go home, right? So we're going big. Cindy doesn't like to fly, so we will be taking a boat.
Oh,
a yacht or something.
Right with me.
I do not like being in the air. If I was meant to fly, I would have been born with some wings on my back.
I love sailing, Cindy, so thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll have to come get her. We'll have to come get her and then come
That's
back.
okay with me. That is fine by me.
Because we're all the way over here.
Oh, yeah.
Just
we're
make
all
sure
the
you
way
have
up
some,
here. And then you're all the way down there.
Motion sickness medicine, Wanda.
Huh?
Just make sure that we have plenty of motion sickness medicine for anyone who might have that issue.
Well, yeah, and also they say that ginger snaps, cookies help with that as well. Like it's a natural cure.
But they don't taste very good.
Oh, I
That's
love
true.
ginger snaps.
I love ginger snaps too. And milk. Yeah,
I like the milk.
Like, I'll take the milk. Anyways, it's been a delight, Loretha, and I will see you Thursday, right? Is that when we're taping?
Well,
we're doing it live, right?
I'm not really sure what day it is, but I will certainly let you know.
Okay, let me know. So
I believe you and Angie said it was Thursday. I'm pretty positive of that.
But that's okay. If we need to change it, we can change it because I know you're doing the other thing.
If Angie B is the queen bee, so.
All right. Well, thank you, Loretha.
You're welcome.
It was lovely to talk to you.
Love to have you on the show again.
It was
anytime.
A pleasure. It was a pleasure, Wanda. Nice meeting you, Cindy.
Very nice to meet you too.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
She was a delight. She was like a breath of fresh air.
I just can't. I don't think I stopped smiling very much the whole time because her smile was like infectious. Her whole personality was. She was just so happy. I love it.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
And I really do feel like I want to write again.
Good.
Just a few minutes of talking to her makes me feel like, okay, I need to try again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And even if it's just baby steps, even if it's once a month, you write a paragraph on paper.
Right.
One story once a month. That gives you 12 stories in a year. Just write down one story.
And I got a lot
story
of them.
about the mashed potatoes. Write the mashed potato story down.
The mashed potato story. No.
Where you had to have mashed potatoes every day and hot dogs.
Instant potatoes, yes.
Instant potatoes and hot dogs for however long. Write that story down. Yeah. That's an easy
went
story.
On for months. Yes.
Months and months. And so write that story down. No one take that. No one take that. That's her story. Be nice.
Right.
Anyways, I believe in you. I believe in your talent. And you know what? If you get the bare bones down, I can help floof it up. I can edit for you. I can do whatever you need to do. I can sit down next to you and help you if you want.
Yeah,
because I love to write.
I mostly think I need to just write it out as it comes out and then help sorting it and arranging it in more close to the order of what they actually happened, or decide, is this a standalone story or is this to go in with all the rest? You know, I need help deciding on those things because there's so many events that made me who I am in my life that there's no way they can all be just in one book. So
and it could be a trilogy. It could be, you know, we could do maybe some early stuff, some middle, and then, you know, and then your happily ever after type thing.
Right.
Or
I got 40 plus years of stories.
And
I got a lot of stories.
Just write down one. Start with one and then go from there. And if you're more inspired to do it, right now, the spiral notebooks are on sale for 35 cents at Walmart. Get you some spiral notebooks. Start writing. Because you know what? We'll tear the pages out, put them in order or however we need to on the floor. And that's the way we can design or figure out what pages are going where.
Yeah, and you're right about
going where.
Yeah, and you're right about typing it out is a bad idea.
Do it at the end. Do it at the end.
I did do that. I caught myself trying to edit more when I was typing, or just completely deleting everything I typed because, you know, either I couldn't get the timing right, like because I was so young on some of it that I would get things mixed up and I would get frustrated. Instead of just letting it come out naturally, I would get frustrated because I would be trying to fix it. Yeah. And you can't do that. And I would just delete it all. And there went all that work. And at one point I had worked on it every day for 3 months. Every single day I had pages and pages and pages of stuff typed out. But because I couldn't get it sorted in the order that I knew that they should have been in or closer to what it should have been, I got frustrated and deleted everything.
I can do
so. Yeah, I probably had enough for a small book, not a big book, but a small book. You know, a small.
And it depends on the ages you're writing for too. If it's meant for an adult, you want it a little bit bigger. If it's meant for, you know, like say high YA, which is I think. 16 and
my life story is going to have to be
but you're probably writing for adults because it's going to have a lot of adult content,
you know, older teens and up, because I mean teenagers go through a lot of the same things I went through. I mean, I was a teenager for a lot of, I was younger for a lot of this, but little kids, they can't understand that stuff. So I would say
you don't want to put that in their head. You want to keep them as,
I would think probably 16 plus, because I mean, 16 is a transitional time in your life. It's also a time when a lot of things happen to girls, and a lot of girls struggle with seeing any kind of future. And that's when, I mean, I hate to say it, but that's when a lot of suicide stuff comes up, because a lot of teens don't see a way out or see that there can be anything better after such traumatic events. And
this is, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if they can see a book where somebody went through those and did go through the suicide attempts and the, you know, the experimental with drugs and experimenting with living on the streets, and then coming out of that and being okay, that might give them that shining hope that they need. And that's all I want to do.
Yeah, and look, you're a mom to a wonderful child. You're adult child.
Wonderful children. I mean, I may not raise my children. Yeah, I may not raise my oldest, but you're still mine, and you're still his mother. Fantastic kid.
So 2 wonderful children, and you have a good life, and it's only going to get better and better and better. And so you're like a ray of hope for people, like on a cloudy, dismal day. You know, when they struggle and they can read this, and it's going to make them. You know, parts of it might make you feel sad, but then going to I got out of this, and this is how I got out of this, and this changed here. It's going to give them hope. And I believe we need to wrap up.
Yes.
Because we do. Anyways, it's been a delight again to have you as my co-host.
Thank you.
And thank you everybody for watching. Please check out the magazines. Please email me. We would love to hear from you. We'll be on the show live to be able to talk to you when this airs. And we love you.
We love you. Let's grow together, all of us.
Let's grow together. Be happy. Rays of sunshine to everybody. Goodbye.